Have you ever felt like time is slipping through your fingers, no matter how tightly you try to hold on? It's like trying to grasp sand. It flows endlessly, defying control. In today's chaotic world, we are swept up in a relentless whirlwind of work, responsibilities, and chasing goals that often feel aimless. How many times have you told yourself, "I don't have time to exercise," or "I don't have time for my family," or even myself? It's a common refrain, but one that should make us stop and reflect. What if, in those moments, we asked ourselves a simple yet profound question? What would I do if I only had 6 months to live? Imagine for a moment that you were given only 6 short months to spend with the people you love, to do the things that truly matter, and to make every moment count. Would you continue the grind, devoting your time to work, or would you choose to pour every precious second into meaningful relationships and profound experiences? Doctors who have spent their careers with those nearing the end of life often say that no one regrets not spending more time at the office. Instead, people regret not living fully, not staying true to what truly mattered to them. This realization shines a glaring spotlight on the need for moderation, balance, and focus in our lives. Foundations for a life worth remembering. Stoic philosophy offers a compass for navigating the complex currents of modern life. It doesn't measure life by the number of days we live, but by the quality of those days. The wisdom of the Stoics encourages us to stop wasting time and build a life without regrets. Imagine every moment as a building block, constructing a life of purpose. Right now, in this very instant, is the time to begin that change. Not tomorrow, not someday, but now. In the flow of time, the ability to manage each moment wisely shapes more than just what we achieve. It defines our inner peace and our life's purpose. Stoicism teaches that time, much like our emotions, should be channeled intentionally. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This profound truth highlights a core tenet of effective time management. We must focus on what lies within our control and let go of everything else. Imagine cooking a meal at home. You could hastily throw together ingredients and call it dinner, but picture the joy of carefully selecting fresh produce, planning a thoughtful dish, and savoring the process of creating something wholesome and satisfying. The same principle applies to how we manage our tasks, whether it's personal or professional. Dedicating attention to what truly matters not only enhances the results, but also enriches the experience. Most of us live far below our potential. Studies show that workplace productivity often hovers around 50%, with a large portion of time wasted on distractions like unnecessary meetings, casual chatter, or the endless pull of notifications. Now, picture an artist preparing for their masterpiece. Before the first stroke of the brush, they organize their tools, ensuring their space is ready for creation. This ritual of preparation reflects a disciplined mind, setting the stage for focus and flow. In life, too, a clutter-free space or a well-structured plan can act as the foundation for success. When our surroundings and schedules align with our goals, we create an environment where creativity and productivity can thrive. The power of focus also transforms the perception of our work in the eyes of others. A person who manages their time efficiently, meets deadlines, and delivers exceptional results earns admiration and trust. It's not just about what you accomplish, it's about how you approach your goals with clarity and determination. Marcus Aurelius captured this beautifully when he said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." These words challenge us to stop lamenting lost opportunities and start seizing the moments in front of us. Now imagine you're at a crossroads in your career. You're financially secure, in excellent health, and have the freedom to do anything you wish. Yet, a sense of incompleteness lingers. This scenario forces an important realization. Work is more than a means of survival. It's an expression of who we are, a channel for self-growth, and a way to contribute to what we value most deeply. Seneca, the great Stoic thinker, once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." His words remind us to align our work with our passions and purpose, to find not just a paycheck, but a calling. Consider Joe, a marketing executive stuck in a grind of meetings and superficial tasks. Despite his high salary, he often wondered, if money weren't an issue, would I still be doing this? Over time, Joe realized his passion lay in helping small businesses thrive. Taking action, he volunteered at a local startup accelerator, attended workshops, and sought mentorship. Within months, he transitioned into a consulting career that aligned with his values. By focusing on work that energized him, Joe not only found professional success, but also personal fulfillment. Discovering work that aligns with your aspirations requires reflection and a willingness to prioritize. Imagine writing down all your daily tasks and asking yourself, if I could accomplish only one task, which would have the greatest impact on my success and happiness? This exercise helps uncover the core activities that truly matter. For Joe, it was nurturing his network, crafting compelling proposals, and offering strategic advice to clients. Everything else became secondary or was delegated. The clarity this brought boosted his productivity and deepened his sense of purpose. Purposeful work is more than a personal pursuit. It's a discipline that transforms every facet of life. When our actions reflect our deepest values, work ceases to be a burden and becomes a source of joy and energy. It's the resilience to keep going despite challenges, the commitment to stay focused, and the grace to grow through the process. But purpose doesn't stop at career choices. Time itself is a resource, one that must be consciously directed toward what fulfills us. The Stoics emphasize this over and over again. Life's brevity demands intention. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This is not a warning, but a guide, a call to make every day count. Being busy, however, isn't enough. There's a difference between mindless hustle and purposeful engagement. True busyness lies in filling our days with meaningful tasks that align with our goals. Reflect on someone like Elon Musk, who plans every minute of his day with laser focus. His success isn't accidental. It's a result of directing his energy toward what matters most. Musk's time management serves as a testament to the power of prioritizing meaningful work over distractions. Reflect on this for your own life. What distractions could you eliminate? What priorities could you elevate? Living with intention isn't about overwhelming yourself with obligations. It's about clearing the path so that your most important goals have room to flourish. It's about knowing that every moment you reclaim from distraction is a step closer to the life you envision. Time, the most precious resource we have, waits for no one. Its value is not in how much of it we have, but in how well we use it. Imagine spending each day intentionally, dedicating it to actions and experiences that reflect your deepest values. This is not just a philosophy, it's a choice, a commitment to live fully and meaningfully. And it begins, as all things do, with the moment in front of you. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that time is no longer slipping through your fingers, that each moment you experience feels intentional, meaningful, and aligned with the life you truly want to live. This isn't about achieving some perfect state of productivity or eliminating all distractions. It's about cultivating a mindset where every choice reflects your deepest values, where your actions serve a clear purpose, and where even the challenges you face become opportunities to grow. This is the heart of Stoic philosophy, a guide for reclaiming your time and building a life of significance. Let's consider a moment from your own life. Perhaps you've found yourself staring at your to-do list, overwhelmed by the sheer volume of tasks demanding your attention. Some are small and mundane, like replying to emails or running errands, while others are weighty and significant, tied to your long-term goals. Yet somehow, the small tasks seem to dominate your day, pushing the important ones further and further into the background. By the time evening arrives, you feel drained but unfulfilled, as though the day slipped away without meaning. This is a familiar cycle, one that countless people face, but it's also a cycle we have the power to break. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers who sought wisdom in the midst of life's unpredictability, understood this dilemma well. They believed that clarity and focus were the antidotes to the chaos of a distracted mind. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." This profound insight reminds us that much of our stress comes not from the demands of life itself, but from how we choose to engage with them. Imagine approaching your day with a clear sense of purpose. Instead of rushing from one task to another, you begin by reflecting on what truly matters. You ask yourself, what is the one thing I can do today that will make the biggest difference in my life? This simple question, when answered honestly, can cut through the noise and bring focus to your actions. Maybe it's a work project that aligns with your long-term career goals, or perhaps it's a meaningful conversation you've been postponing with a loved one. Whatever it is, making it your priority transforms the way you approach your day. The Stoics also emphasized the importance of understanding what is within our control and letting go of what is not. Epictetus, who lived as a slave before becoming one of the most influential Stoic teachers, wrote, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This principle is liberating because it shifts the focus from external circumstances to internal mastery. Instead of being overwhelmed by everything that demands your attention, you can focus on what you can influence, your mindset, your decisions, and your actions. Let's apply this to a modern scenario. Imagine you're at work, juggling multiple deadlines, and suddenly an unexpected issue arises. Perhaps it's a critical email that requires immediate attention or a sudden change in plans. It's easy to let frustration take over, to feel like the day is spiraling out of control. But what if you paused and asked yourself, what can I control in this moment? You might realize that while you can't eliminate the pressure, you can choose how to prioritize your time and respond calmly to the situation. This mental shift not only reduces stress, but also empowers you to act with clarity and intention. Clarity is a recurring theme in Stoicism. It's the foundation for making decisions that align with your values. Think about the times you felt most satisfied with your life. Chances are those moments weren't defined by how much you accomplished, but by the meaning behind your actions. Seneca, another great Stoic thinker, said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." His words challenge us to reflect on how we spend our days and whether our actions are truly aligned with the life we want to live. Imagine, for example, someone who dreams of becoming an artist. They have the talent and passion, but their days are consumed by a job that doesn't fulfill them, followed by evenings spent scrolling through social media or watching TV. Each night, they feel a twinge of regret, knowing they've neglected their art. The Stoic approach to this dilemma would begin with self-reflection. What is truly within their control? Perhaps it's carving out just 30 minutes a day to sketch or paint. This small, intentional action, repeated consistently, can lead to profound changes over time. The Stoics also teach us the value of eliminating distractions. In a world where our attention is constantly pulled in a dozen directions, learning to focus is more important than ever. Social media, endless notifications, and the lure of entertainment can easily consume hours of our time without us even realizing it. Marcus Aurelius warned, "Ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary?" This question is a powerful tool for regaining control of your time. By asking it regularly, you become more aware of how you spend your days and can begin to align your actions with your goals. Picture yourself auditing your day, tracking how you spend your time. You might discover that hours are lost to activities that don't contribute to your happiness or success. This realization isn't meant to induce guilt. It's an opportunity to reclaim your time. Once you identify where your energy is being drained, you can make conscious choices to redirect it. For example, instead of scrolling through your phone during your morning commute, you could listen to an audiobook or podcast that inspires you. Small changes like this, repeated consistently, can lead to significant transformation. But eliminating distractions is only part of the equation. The Stoics remind us that discipline is the key to maintaining focus and achieving our goals. Discipline isn't about rigidly adhering to a schedule or denying yourself pleasure. It's about aligning your actions with your values and aspirations. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." These words encourage us to stop overthinking and start living in accordance with what we know to be true. Imagine someone training for a marathon. Each morning they wake up early to run, even when it's cold or they're tired. Their discipline isn't fueled by the promise of instant gratification. It's sustained by their commitment to the goal. Each step, each mile, brings them closer to the finish line. In the same way, discipline in our daily lives builds momentum. Whether it's committing to a new habit, tackling a challenging project, or prioritizing our health, every small act of discipline strengthens our ability to persevere. The beauty of Stoicism lies in its practicality. It doesn't demand perfection or an impossible standard of living. Instead, it invites us to take small, intentional steps each day, to reflect on our actions, and to align our lives with what truly matters. It's a philosophy of progress, not perfection, and it's one that anyone can practice. Imagine living a life where every day feels purposeful, where your actions align with your values, and where even the challenges you face become opportunities to grow. This isn't a distant ideal. It's a possibility, one that begins with a single choice: to live intentionally. The Stoics remind us that time is our most precious resource. How we use it is a reflection of what we value most. By embracing their teachings, we can stop wasting time and start building a life of meaning, one moment at a time. Now imagine a day where you wake up, not overwhelmed by the endless list of things to do, but instead guided by a clear sense of purpose. Each task, each choice, feels like a deliberate step toward a life you truly want to live. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. This clarity doesn't come from luck or chance. It comes from adopting a mindset that aligns your actions with your deepest values. This is the power of Stoicism, a philosophy that has guided countless individuals through the complexities of life, helping them focus on what truly matters. Think of the moments when you've felt scattered, trying to juggle multiple things at once and feeling like none of them are done well. It's a common experience in a world that glorifies busyness. But what if, instead of striving to do everything, you focused on doing a few things with intention and excellence? Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If you seek tranquility, do less." Or more accurately, do what's essential. These words are a reminder that tranquility and fulfillment come not from cramming our schedules, but from choosing wisely what we devote our time and energy to. Consider the story of Lisa, a young professional who spent years feeling burned out. Her days were filled with back-to-back meetings, endless emails, and social obligations she felt guilty declining. She often told herself she was just too busy to focus on her personal goals. Then one day, she decided to reevaluate her priorities. She started by asking herself a simple yet powerful question: what do I want my life to stand for? This moment of self-reflection led her to identify 3 core priorities: her health, her relationships, and her passion for writing. With this newfound clarity, Lisa began to reorganize her days. She said no to unnecessary meetings and social events that didn't align with her priorities. She blocked out time each morning to exercise and prepare healthy meals, ensuring her physical well-being came first. She dedicated her evenings to writing, pursuing her creative passion with focus and discipline, and she set aside weekends for quality time with family and friends, deepening the connections that truly mattered to her. Within months, Lisa felt a profound shift, not just in how she spent her time, but in how fulfilled and centered she felt. This story illustrates a core Stoic principle. Aligning your actions with your values leads to a life of purpose and peace. When we stop trying to do everything and focus on what truly matters, we free ourselves from the chaos of constant busyness. We begin to live with intention, ensuring that our days reflect the life we want to create. But how do we put this into practice? The Stoics offer a powerful tool: the practice of reflection. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often wrote about the importance of examining his actions and thoughts. He would reflect on whether he had lived in accordance with his principles and whether his actions had served his greater purpose. This habit of reflection isn't about judging ourselves harshly. It's about learning, growing, and staying aligned with our values. Imagine ending each day by asking yourself 3 simple questions. What did I do well today? Where did I fall short? And what can I do differently tomorrow? These questions encourage a mindset of continuous improvement, helping you to course-correct and make the most of each new day. Over time, this practice can lead to profound personal growth and a deeper sense of fulfillment. The Stoics also teach us the value of resilience, of facing life's challenges with strength and grace. Life, after all, is unpredictable. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and moments of pain. But Stoicism reminds us that these difficulties are not just inevitable, they are opportunities. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." These words challenge us to see obstacles not as barriers, but as stepping stones for growth. Imagine you're working toward a goal, and suddenly you face a setback. Perhaps it's a rejection, a failure, or an unexpected challenge. The natural reaction might be to feel defeated, to question whether the effort is even worth it. But a Stoic approach would encourage you to pause and reframe the situation. What can this experience teach you? How can it make you stronger, wiser, or more determined? By shifting your perspective, you transform the setback into a valuable part of your journey. Let's look at a real-life example. Thomas Edison. When his laboratory burned down in 1914, destroying years of work, his response was remarkable. Instead of succumbing to despair, he reportedly told his children, "Thank goodness all our mistakes were burned up. Now we can start fresh." Within weeks, Edison was back to work, innovating and creating. This mindset exemplifies the Stoic principle of turning adversity into advantage, of using life's challenges as fuel for growth. But resilience isn't just about overcoming setbacks. It's about maintaining balance in the face of life's highs and lows. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, wrote extensively about the importance of equanimity. He believed that true happiness comes not from external circumstances, but from inner stability. True happiness, he said, is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. This wisdom reminds us that peace and fulfillment are found not in chasing after more, but in appreciating what we already have. Imagine living with this sense of balance, where your happiness isn't tied to the pursuit of external achievements, but grounded in your ability to find joy in the present moment. It's not about denying ambition or ignoring the future. It's about recognizing that the present is where life happens. When we learn to be fully present, we experience life more deeply, savoring the beauty and richness of each moment. Another essential aspect of Stoic philosophy is the practice of gratitude. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, from longing to contentment. Seneca wrote, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." Gratitude doesn't just make us feel good, it changes the way we see the world. It helps us recognize the abundance in our lives, even in the face of challenges. Imagine starting each day by listing 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be grand or extraordinary. Simple joys like a warm cup of coffee, the support of a friend, or a moment of quiet reflection can be enough. This practice, though small, can have a profound impact on your mindset, helping you approach each day with a sense of appreciation and positivity. As we integrate these Stoic principles into our lives, clarity, reflection, resilience, balance, and gratitude, we begin to build a life that feels meaningful and aligned. We stop wasting time on things that don't matter and start investing our energy in what truly does. This is the gift of Stoicism, not just a philosophy, but a way of living that brings purpose, peace, and fulfillment. It's an invitation to step off the treadmill of busyness and into a life of intention, one moment at a time. Imagine the weight of the day lifting as you begin to view life not as an endless string of demands, but as an opportunity to shape your existence intentionally. It's not about rushing to cross items off a to-do list or succumbing to the constant pull of distractions. It's about finding clarity in your purpose and aligning your actions with what matters most. This is the essence of Stoicism, an approach that helps us focus, simplify, and live with greater meaning. One of the most transformative lessons from Stoicism is the idea of channeling your energy into what you can control while letting go of what you cannot. So much of our time is wasted worrying about things that are outside our influence, other people's opinions, unexpected changes, or the outcomes of our efforts. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reflected, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." These words remind us that our inner world, our thoughts and actions, are the true source of our power. Imagine a situation where a project you've worked hard on doesn't get the recognition or result you hoped for. It's natural to feel disappointed, but a Stoic perspective would encourage you to reflect. Did I put forth my best effort? Did I act in alignment with my values? If the answer is yes, then you've succeeded in the ways that truly matter. The outcome, though beyond your control, doesn't diminish the value of the effort or the growth you experienced along the way. This mindset can also help us navigate the distractions of modern life. In an age where every notification, advertisement, and social media update vies for our attention, the ability to focus has become a rare and precious skill. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary?" This simple yet profound question can help us cut through the noise and direct our time toward what truly matters. Picture yourself scrolling through your phone, lost in a sea of updates, only to look up and realize an hour has passed. It's a familiar feeling, one that often leaves us feeling drained rather than fulfilled. Now imagine using that hour differently, calling a loved one, reading something inspiring, or taking a walk in nature. The time is the same, but the choice transforms its value. This is the power of intentional living, a practice the Stoics embraced to make every moment count. Another key principle of Stoicism is the cultivation of resilience. Life, as we know, is unpredictable. There will be setbacks, losses, and challenges that test us, but instead of fearing these moments, the Stoics teach us to embrace them as opportunities for growth. "The impediment to action advances action," Marcus Aurelius wrote. "What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, every challenge holds the potential to teach us something valuable and to strengthen our character. Think of a time when you faced adversity, perhaps a difficult decision, a personal loss, or an unexpected obstacle. At the moment, it may have felt overwhelming, but looking back, you can likely see how it shaped you, teaching you resilience, patience, or compassion. This ability to reframe hardship as a stepping stone rather than a barrier is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. Finally, the Stoics remind us of the power of gratitude. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, helping us appreciate the abundance in our lives. Seneca wrote, "He who is grateful does not grieve for the things which he has not." Each day offers countless reasons to be grateful: the warmth of the sun, the laughter of a friend, the opportunity to learn and grow. By embracing gratitude, we cultivate a mindset of joy and contentment, even in the midst of life's uncertainties. When we integrate these principles, control, focus, resilience, and gratitude, into our daily lives, we begin to see time not as something to be spent, but as something to be cherished. We stop chasing what doesn't matter and start living with purpose, one intentional moment at a time. Life is often described as fleeting, a series of moments that slip by faster than we realize. The Stoics understood this all too well, and their wisdom invites us to confront this reality, not with fear, but with a renewed sense of purpose. They remind us that while we can't control the passage of time, we can control how we use it. Each day offers an opportunity to focus on what truly matters, to act with intention, and to live in alignment with our values. One of the most powerful Stoic teachings is the concept of memento mori, a reminder of our mortality. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." These words aren't meant to frighten us, but to inspire urgency. Knowing our time is finite allows us to let go of trivial concerns and focus on the relationships, goals, and experiences that give life its richness. It's a call to live fully in the present, savoring each moment as if it were our last. Imagine for a moment that today is your last day. Would you spend it worrying about small inconveniences or seeking validation from others? Or would you choose to express your love to those who matter most, pursue what sets your soul on fire, and find joy in the simplicity of being alive? This perspective doesn't just shift how we approach life, it deepens our appreciation for it. Another cornerstone of Stoicism is the understanding that fulfillment comes not from external achievements, but from internal alignment. Seneca wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future." This doesn't mean we shouldn't have goals. It means we shouldn't tie our happiness to their outcomes. When we anchor our contentment in our actions and values rather than in external results, we free ourselves from the constant chase for more. Consider the story of a farmer planting seeds. He doesn't control the weather or guarantee the harvest, but he tends his fields with care, knowing he's done everything within his power. The act of planting, of showing up each day to nurture the crops, is where the fulfillment lies. Our lives are much the same. It's in the doing, in the effort, the love, the presence, that we find meaning. Gratitude ties it all together. By focusing on what we have instead of what we lack, we cultivate a mindset of abundance. The warmth of the sun on our skin, the sound of laughter, the lessons we learn from challenges, these are all gifts, and the more we notice them, the richer our lives become. Gratitude grounds us in the present and reminds us that life's beauty is found not in perfection, but in presence. Stoicism is ultimately a guide to living a meaningful life. It teaches us to prioritize what matters, to face challenges with courage, and to find joy in the everyday. Time may be fleeting, but how we use it is our greatest power. The choice is ours, every single moment.